If she never reaches out first, it's not random, it's information. A woman's silence is a mirror. It reflects your standards back at you. Are you going to chase noise or choose peace? Hey, it's echoes of stoicism. If you're tired of one-sided effort and you want calm power in your dating life, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and let's fix this for good. 1. Stop rewarding silence. Have you noticed how easy it is to fall into the trap of always being the one who keeps the conversation alive? You wait, she says nothing, and then you convince yourself that maybe she's busy or maybe she's shy. So you break the silence. You type out another text. You send another call, and for a brief second, it feels like you've done something right because now at least the line is open. But here's the harsh truth. Every time you fill in her silence, you're teaching her that your attention is cheap. You're telling her that she doesn't have to lift a finger because you'll do all the work for her. Think of it like this. Imagine a shop that gives away items for free. No matter how valuable the product, the moment it's always available without cost, people stop respecting it. Your time, your energy, your attention, they are the products. And by always rewarding her silence with your presence, you're handing those products out like freebies. She won't value them. Why should she? She didn't have to earn them. Now here's the mindset shift you need. Instead of chasing her silence, let your silence breathe. Let her feel the absence. If she's used to you flooding her with calls and texts, the sudden quiet will make her wonder. She'll start to notice the space. Why hasn't he texted? Why hasn't he checked in? That thought is powerful because it flips the dynamic. Suddenly, she's the one questioning, not you. And look, this isn't about being cruel. It's not about punishing. It's about protecting your self-respect. If she's truly interested, she'll step up. If she isn't, her silence will continue, and that's your answer. It might sting, but it saves you from months of confusion. So the rule is simple. Stop rewarding silence. Don't double text. Don't call back to back. Don't make her lack of effort feel acceptable. Instead, match it. She sends one word, reply later. Short and polite. She ignores. You ignore. No games, no drama, just balance. Your absence will say more than your words ever could. It'll force her to decide. Either she starts contributing or she steps aside. And whichever way it goes, you win, because a woman who values you will not let silence last forever. 2. Match her energy, not your anxiety. Most men mess this part up because they confuse persistence with value. They think if they just show up enough, keep sending good morning texts, keep calling, she'll eventually notice the effort and reward them with affection. But the opposite happens. She doesn't see loyalty. She sees desperation. And once a woman senses that you are chasing harder than she is, her respect for you begins to fade. So here's the rule that saves you. Match her energy, not your anxiety. If she texts you once a day, you reply once a day. If she takes hours to respond, you don't blow up her phone in the meantime. You mirror, you reflect, you balance. Think of it like a dance. When two people dance, both must move. If you're stepping forward while she's standing still, it doesn't look like romance. It looks like you're dragging her. But if you move only when she moves, suddenly the rhythm appears. Suddenly she's part of it. This doesn't mean you act cold. It doesn't mean you start playing childish games. It simply means you remove the imbalance. Stop being the one carrying 80% of the weight while she throws in 20% just to keep you hooked. Balance is attractive. Balance is respect. Let me give you an example. If she sends you a short, dry text like, hey, don't reply with an essay. Simple. Hey, how's your day? Is enough. If she takes 3 days to reply, you don't jump in after 10 minutes. You wait. You move slow. You show that your time is just as valuable as hers. When she sees you reflecting her effort, she's forced to ask herself, if I want more of him, I need to give more of me. This is how you quietly reset the connection without drama. It's not about telling her she's wrong. It's about showing her that you will not give more than you receive. And the beauty of this is simple. If she truly cares, she will adjust. She will step closer. If she doesn't, then she reveals the truth. Either way, you avoid the trap of endless chasing. The biggest mistake men make is thinking consistency equals attraction. It doesn't. Balance does. Consistency only matters when it is mutual. When you keep giving while she barely tries, it's not consistency, it's imbalance. And imbalance always kills desire. So the lesson is this: never let your anxiety dictate your effort. Match her energy. And if she gives nothing, give nothing. That silence will either wake her up or show you that she was never serious in the first place. 3, reclaim your center. One of the most dangerous traps in dating is letting your mood depend on the sound of your phone. A notification pings, your heart jumps, no reply comes, your mood sinks. You're no longer living your life, you're living hers. And that's exactly how you lose both power and peace. A woman can sense when her responses control you. She can feel when you're waiting on her validation to decide how your day goes. And nothing dries up attraction faster than a man whose entire emotional balance sits inside a phone screen. You need to reclaim your center. That means shifting focus from waiting on her to building you. You don't wake up thinking, I hope she texts. You wake up thinking, what's on my mission today? How do I move closer to my goals? Fill your day with purpose. Train your body. Work on your craft. Read something that sharpens your mind. Spend time with people who energize you. And when you do check your phone, it should feel like an afterthought, not your oxygen. Practical tip: create phone windows maybe twice a day, morning and evening. That's when you reply. Outside that, your phone sits aside. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about reclaiming discipline. You're not pretending to be busy. You are busy because you're building. And here's the irony. When you stop chasing her replies and start chasing your goals, she notices. Suddenly, you're not orbiting around her. Suddenly, she's curious. Why isn't he texting like before? Who has his attention now? That curiosity flips attraction back on. But even if she doesn't notice, you still win because you're not draining your spirit waiting for her. You're investing that energy into yourself. And a man who invests in himself is always more magnetic than the one who's begging for scraps of attention. You must understand this. Women respect men with a mission. Men who are grounded, centered, moving forward, not men who are stuck in limbo waiting for one girl to validate them. So reclaim your center. Your worth doesn't rise or fall based on her response time. It rises with every step you take toward becoming stronger, wiser, and calmer. She can choose to join that journey or not, but either way, you're moving forward. 4, use absence correctly, space that breathes. Absence is a secret weapon, but most men misuse it. They think ignoring her completely or acting cold will force her to chase. That's not absence. That's bitterness. Real absence is calm space. It's giving her room to feel your value without you constantly standing in front of her. Think about it. How can anyone miss what never goes away? If you're always available, always reaching out, always filling the silence, she never experiences the emptiness of your absence. And without that emptiness, she can't realize your importance. So step back with dignity. End calls first. Politely, shorten your texts instead of stretching them. If she takes 2 days to reply, you don't chase in between. You simply let the space expand. That space is not punishment, it's oxygen. It gives her time to wonder, why isn't he chasing? Where did he go? And here's where the magic happens. If she cares, she'll notice the gap. She'll break it. She'll step forward because she doesn't want the silence to stretch too far. But if she doesn't care, her silence will continue. And as painful as that feels, it's clarity, it's truth. The mistake men make is fearing that silence means loss. But the reality is, if she forgets you just because you gave her space, she never valued you in the first place. Better to find that out early than waste months chasing a ghost. Absence restores balance. It stops you from suffocating the connection with too much effort. It gives her responsibility back. If she wants the dance to continue, she must take a step too. And when she does, the connection feels fresh again because it's mutual. Absence is not about disappearing out of anger. It's about respecting yourself enough to not force what should be natural. If she values you, she will close the gap. If she doesn't, your silence frees you. Either way, you win. 5, the clean test of interest. At some point, you have to stop guessing and start testing, wondering if she cares, making excuses for her behavior. It drains you. The cleanest way to find out is simple. Stop initiating for a set period, let's say 10 days, and watch what happens. This isn't about playing tricks. It's about clarity. If she values you, she won't let the silence last forever. She will text, she will call, she will check in. That's her effort showing up. But if she doesn't care, her silence will continue. And as harsh as it feels, that silence is your answer. Think of it like flipping a switch. When you stop being the one who always carries the connection, she's forced to show her true position. Either she wants this and proves it, or she doesn't. No more living in confusion. And remember, effort is never hidden for long. If she truly cares, she will not risk losing you. She will step up. If she doesn't, then she was only keeping you as an option. Better to know now than later. This test isn't about punishing her. It's about respecting yourself. It's saying, I will not beg for attention. I will not invest in someone who refuses to invest back. Her behavior in your absence tells you everything you need to know. So run the test, remove your effort, watch her effort. If it's there, you continue. If it isn't, you walk. Simple. 6. Raise your standard. Walk away like you mean it. Here's the final truth. If she never calls, never texts, never initiates, then at some point, the problem isn't her, it's you. It's your standards. You are tolerating the bare minimum and convincing yourself it's love. A man who values himself does not chase silence. He does not beg for effort. He does not lower his worth to hold on to someone who refuses to meet him halfway. Raising your standard means deciding that mutual effort is the price of admission. Anything less is not enough. This doesn't mean you become arrogant. It means you live with dignity. You'd rather stand alone than settle for half love. You'd rather wait for the right woman than keep investing in someone who doesn't care. And here's what happens when you raise your standards. You filter out the wrong people. The women who are only half interested fade away. The women who truly value you step closer. Your energy changes and so do your options. Too many men stay stuck because they're afraid of being alone. But being alone with dignity is better than being with someone who drains you. When you finally raise your standards, you stop being two. He, man who begs for crumbs, and start being the man who commands respect. And that's the kind of man women chase. So here's the truth. If she never calls or texts you first, don't chase her into the ground. Stop rewarding silence. Match her effort. Reclaim your center. Use absence wisely. Test her interest and finally raise your standards, because once you do, you'll never have to wonder again. She'll either step up or step out. And either way, you win. If this hit home, type "no chase" in the comments to lock it in. Subscribe, share this with a friend who needs his power back.